everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing this awesome deck in mono blue. The reason it's really so cool is because it is an affordable option, especially when it comes to playing Arena with the rares and mythics being low. Only playing a total of 9 rares and 0 mythics in this list. This is a deck I found on Untapped where mythic going about 70% win rate to 75% win rate, which is absolutely incredible, especially for a deck like this. It's so affordable to play to most players, especially if you're new to the game. So with that, we're going to go ahead and dive into the games and show off this deck the best we can. All right, well, I want it to be known that I only played 2 non-basic lands, and they're both in my opener. Riddle me that. Oh, we're ready to go. Things good. Iron Man. Yeah, that doesn't bother us at all, actually. Don't care about that. Slightest. I will pass on a land. If I hit another land, I was gonna say I'm not gonna be too thrilled we left that there, right? I'd rather have stuff to do. In instant, we only have instant left. Down. No field matter, maybe it won't. Oh, that matters. Enchantment hate, I see. Maybe go for demo field, pop one of their lands here, or end step. Go for the rest of the piece again. We obviously have another answer for that. I don't really want to play my flow state until I have to. Seem super great. Okay. We'll see what they scry, and then we'll demo field them here. They kind of a meta play. Leave on top to make me this. I do 1-1. Probably should play it normal. If I make you shuffle, I make you shuffle, right? That big of a deal. We can get here and get through this. We just really need a crab. Things like that to go well. One of the reasons I want to thin. Find an opt, which is pretty fine. Still no sorcery in the yard. Just kind of holding my flow state. We don't really play many, but I'm willing to just start activating this if I have to. Second synthesizer is brutal. We passed up on that. Didn't really want to pass up on my consult, but so important that we did there. Knock. Second authority. You can double life gain. Go flow state now. I guess I will grab a Sunderflock so I can have a threat eventually in this game. And they just kind of jammed it last turn, so I will just go for a flow state here. Eddie Merc. States. Fortunately, just not going to be a lot I can do. But right now, thankfully these aren't artifacts. That is, I guess. I can always bounce this, but I don't really need to bounce it right now. Rather save my bounce off. Not needed. They have 1 card left too. Flow state one more time. Grab both these. And we'll pass. United Battlefront definitely feels like I must counter this. Then I can look to bounce off this thing here because they're fully tapped out. Well, 3 damage isn't that much in comparison to what 1 could come through later on. And now we look to do everything else. The thing we have to watch out here is a rest in peace entering would immediately exile my graveyard. I don't even get to respond. Then we'd have to watch out for them exiling my stuff. They activate here. They play land. They show me everything. Might be literally the best of both worlds. They might go for it right now. Never mind, they're like, well, I can put them super low. I wouldn't blame them for going for it here. Honestly, it might be the better play. We'll save our bounce off, of course. I'm gonna take some amount of damage here. Go ahead and we'll tap 2 of these, and then with Thunderflock bouncing all these, I'm just going to continue to hold my bounce off. I'll gain 2 life, which is whatever. Never been one to care all too much about that right now. We obviously could bounce this. I fully understand, especially with this online. It does get really scary, but holding the bounce off for the next turn whenever I'm going to wipe all these anyway to worry about them playing another construct and giving it immediate haste is more of a concern to me than this turn of taking 6. Because remember, we're already guaranteed, even though this D-stroke I guess does nothing. I could argue to do it just because it would be mana efficient. This does really not a lot, but I guess it does more than basic land maybe at this point. That's putting this doesn't make a ton of sense unless they're wanting to hide a color that they may or may not be playing. A basic island here. Kind of have to be planes, right? Because of the 2 drop. Bounce off, opt, D-stroke. D-stroke probably not doing much here. Relic. Counter that. Now they get no value. This doesn't get to do anything. So I would come in, draw. They would pop into this, get another synthesizer. Ruin my whole day. I'll go ahead and activate this because I don't really need the D-stroke. I have a hard counter spell. I can just gift a card. Bounce off number 2. Track them for 10. Like I said about the authority of the councils, the life total just hasn't quite mattered. Counter target creature spell if promised. Gift a card, which does draw them a card, unfortunately. But with all these bounce offs, pretty okay with it. I will counter this and give them one more shot at a card. Yeah. Yep, and we get there. Very cool. It's a really weird game, but obviously we'll take that. It's just the way that that game plays out with that bounce off, taking all that excess damage. Maybe that was being a bit greedy with it, but it felt like as long as I got to this part of the game, I was going to win the game overall, and I wasn't too worried. So with that, we move on. An alt account for a mythic account. Just like want to try something. I fortunately enough get to have it happen. Gate, probably not good. One of these would be great. Go for Thunderflock here. Looks like it's probably going to be a Badger Mole style deck, if I had to guess. Ramp. Not. Just 2. Another flow state. Snare, crab. Don't need many more than those. Hold snare, because I can still obviously pick up a Badger Mole Cub. They're just ramping. I don't really have a whole lot I can do with this. Tough, actually. Well, here's the cool part. Discard, and then these become active anyway. Got to our turn like that. 5, I guess. Probably see like an Ugin casted here. We'll ignore and just play another crab, I guess. Maybe. Ugin enters with so much, actually. What's happening? Anyone else officially confused? If I hit one more land, we'd have like one response to another Day of Judgment. They're missing a land drop, I think. A little part of me wants to counter this, but there's just no... Really? My mind. Back down. You finally find another land. So even if an Ugin comes down, exiles this, for example, we just go cast. They just won't be able to gain enough life. Oh, an Ultima would, in theory, do it, but do this. Okay. There's a lot of ramp for a whole lot of nothing to happen. It has to be an Ugin deck, right? Rely on casting that, exiling. Kind of had everything covered. Ultima was actually one of the few cards that I thought about, but a lot of people have kind of just been off of it for a while because they want to be able to cast stuff on their turn still. So people have been out, but we saw ramp, board wipe, ramp, board wipe. I don't exactly know what they were doing, but we'll take it and move on. All right, opponents first. A lot kind of going on. Play air matchup here. Adding red is a little tough here. Like it is, guys, but let's take Thunderflock for now. I don't really want to take Thunderflock. A lot of cards we need. Yes, sleight of hand, maybe force. I'm missing. Not. This is also a sorcery, and I have plenty of land, so we'll take a flow state. I land and pass. Trading out a card. If they counter this, then great, right? We don't actually care if that card counter or not. It's the mirror. It's the mirror. Like how on Arena, because they put the sleight of hand, because this card's in Japanese. Sleight of hand here covers the person's face. As you can see over here, it doesn't. Kind of funny. Turk's going to be really important. Negate, not as much. Eddie Crab, also very important. Spell Snare. Good. Card the Gatherings. One mana could be themselves. So should I go for Consult instead? They only have two. Yeah, they counter it a bit. I think here I just want to take this land and take the food. I'm max hand size here, which actually isn't that bad. Lightning deal. D-Stroke is good for their big stuff. Good at countering a creature. Don't really want it to... Maybe Spell Snare is the word. I'm holding Spell Snare up through this turn. I don't really want to do that. That actually helps with this. If I want to hold up Spell Snare, by the way. Active. They were going to grab two. As long as I can kind of prevent that a bit, I'd be happy. Now I have Crab or Consult if I really want to. I'll play Crab and then try to negate maybe whatever they do. The first to budge. Alright, creature spell. And we'll force a second one out of them. Stop, they're digging for it. Stop. Negate automatically happens, so let's grab a stick here. Another Burst Lightning based on that pause, because no bounce spell would work there. Or pause there, at least I don't think. Go. See what happens in combat here. They have, actually, no, I have counter creature. Go to combat here. Gonna crab themselves, yeah, exactly. Go D-Stroke here. And we're gonna kind of just ride this one crab to the promised land, or do I just jam here? I don't actually know. They're all tapped out. Yeah, let's just jam a spot like this. The thing is, we have to remember is all their cards are actually elementals, so this is just a generic creature in our eyes. If we actually get to this next turn with this available, they're probably going to look to try to play to tap these, and they're not going to be able to do so. They take an opt, probably have nothing but maybe Burst Lightnings or stuff in their hand, and with their mana they actually can't answer either of these with the Burst Lightning. So not really sure what they had in red and they have no lessons in there. So if they were playing the 2-drop lesson card, they can't answer either of these. We end up walking away with the win. It's just the 2-drop. I busted quest lesson card that puts 3 in their hand was kind of a card I was afraid of. Opt on the instep while also holding up our spell snare. Excellent. That every creature has unlike a lot of attacks. I ain't fit and read. Alright, maybe they have some interaction. Keep sleight of hand here. Just dig deeper. I just don't know if I need it. I would probably want to hold up everything next turn. Yeah, we'll just pass on it. Looking for land. I sleight of hand into a land anyway, right? Force them to hit a land naturally. Not let them dig. Would like to change the game to where I'm on the play, but that misprized village is going to suck. Or Sicily tend to stock up. What I was afraid of, but a bit tough. This is going to be impossible for us to beat. Once we get so far in a game like this, we'll probably just move on. But we just have to see, unfortunately. Again, they can cast stuff that's uncounterable. Now we do have the negate here. Obviously, we're going to barrel on that. My opponent accelerate 5 minutes. Just not worth it. I have to go for a land, fortunately. Then counter something, let them draw a card, maybe. Especially if it's going to be a tablet, because they're going to get a card draw in theory anyway. I was going to draw them a card anyway, right? So, sorta. Not like actually. Go ahead. Some crabs now. The 3rd tablet in a row. My bad, I couldn't stop them all. Blue, black, and red. Try to stop it for the 3rd time in a row. Could have made it uncounterable. Didn't have to do anything. Yep, there you go. Got it, bud. I don't know, cast a 4th tablet in a row. Why not? That's what we're here for, right? It's only good if you use it. Bro, I couldn't pay that if you wanted me to. That counters unless I pay $1 million. Prevail 2, so they left this card on top. Flow state up. I suppose we grab a crab. Flow state again to grab this and pose this. I think I just hold for crab. If they're threatening a revelation, we play nothing. Right? Right here. Wait, they did that? Heal. I don't know why they would tap out like that. Once you can land there for me, it does nothing really. Down to 9. Up our counter spell. They cannot activate this land. They are 1 short. They have another revelation. Board wipe, inevitable defeat. play around that though. For a bounce off. We have sneaky ways. Double inevitable. Okay. But one will resolve, they'll gain 3, go to 9. Going to, or 11. That's actually kind of tough. Or create a token as a copy, draw 2 and discard. Doesn't change my clock. But maybe this is still just worth. Wrong about this choice. Up our counter spell. So set him to 1. Then I'm gonna go with Thunderflock, force a board wipe out of them. Turn target non-life permanent to his owner's hand. If the spell is kicked, draw a card. Forcing a board wipe, a revelation won't get the job done here. Kind of could, I guess. Still short of making something counterable. Can't pay for a No More Lives either. Kind of an all-in play. Let that happen, right? Okay. Oh. Ow. Alright. Didn't think we were going to get that far. But with that, we'll move on. First, good hand will keep. Go ahead and turn this on immediately. Red, white, I'll go for this. Fortunately, it could. Should I be ready to bounce off something? No, I need a crab. If we put that crab to the bottom, it's going to be so hard to find later. I was just worried about a Voice of Victory. Alright. I don't have to worry about it now, Mao. I'm going to hold up a Ops along with my Spell Snare. I think here I want to take the off. Don't really need much more lands, but to hit them kind of naturally in between our spells. Okay. Taking the gate here. Interesting spot. Okay. I really don't know what's happening anymore. More lives could matter. You could do sleight of hand here. Demo field. Demo field. We're looking to jam a crab. Could counter this. I kind of want to get the crab on that. I should have jammed it now. Because now they can get no more lives up against me. I might have just punted. I thought about it and then I just didn't do it. The no more lives. It's my fault. Oh, stuck. Okay. Lost maybe. A helix could be. A lot of things it could be. A lot of things I don't want it to be. Let's stay. Land here, and I guess we'll grab another flow state. Don't necessarily need the opt. Ops are always nice just to get our crabs online, and then there it doesn't really matter. Now we can always bounce the crab back to our hand and replay it if they try to do something like inevitable defeat. I'll do that to me. How do I counter this? I don't care about this, right? They're doing both. I care about the second thing to do. I should have floated the blue. What am I doing? So bad at this game. Oh, it comes in tapped. Okay, so I feel significantly better. Braid. Salt to Star Chart seems like a better option. But negates just better overall, so let's just... I guess they could technically have Spell Snare up themselves. A Burst Lightning? Practical Joke? Save it. We're going that hard to remove it. I'll just save it at that point. Surprised they didn't blow up my demo field. Play. It's like a weird play overall. We have 5, so let's jam this to try to find a land. I have 2 crabs. I miss entirely. Could play flashback. So we're gonna go for Soul Guide Lantern. Take out the backup, I guess. No. And I'm definitely going for the land here. This could be a mistake, and it was, I guess. But I felt like we were almost guaranteed to hit. Kind of a punt, maybe. Looking to jam into a Revelation probably wasn't going to happen anyway if they just play land here. Probably going to pause regardless of what happened. Right here. Okay. You cast. Okay. Yeah. Thankfully, I'm mono blue. And still nothing, huh? I know they're like thinning my deck out now, which is a bit tough, but let's try. Oh, they didn't thin it enough, supposedly. Too many cards in my hand, but that is okay. Whatever. What do I want to bounce? Drop. Let's drop Spell Snare. Keep the land. Stock up. Definitely seems counterable. Because I can't blow this up anymore. And they don't have a black mana available anymore. I will stock up. I'm going to play around the No More Lies this time. So exile their entire graveyard, so if they do grab something like flashback, we can do that. Alright. They are also only at 12, by the way. They are in a little bit of the danger zone. Artifact or land. Okay. Can't randomly just like double or braid this or something. Funky. Could technically double copy this. A flashback target something in the yard. We are going to double copy that. Blue, and that's going to deal 3 and 3. So we can start off like an op here. See what's up. I'd like to do that after one of these because that would lower my chance of hitting the land. Or I can just bounce off and put it back in my hand, right? Because I have so much mana to do this. That can resolve. Love to go thin out my deck. Obviously, we cast this. Trap here. Then step maybe. The crab. That's exactly why we save spell snare, because we get it covered. Very nice. We could have waited, but something like a 3 steps ahead could have came through, and that obviously would have put us in a bad spot. But opponent getting this online and it not being relevant kind of sucks for them a lot. I definitely think if we were playing like blue-red, for example, we'd have been in a lot of trouble. They would have been able to, they did this twice to us with that online, and it just didn't matter because obviously we have all the basics in the world, and they did this as well. So they blew up 5 lands in total, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, they blew up 5 lands in total, and we were perfectly fine. Quite funny. For a deck that looks like I don't see very many basics over there other than this one. But they probably have at least 2 in there. With that said, I hope you enjoyed that match, and let's move on. Okay, with that said, I think that's about all the time I have to play this deck today. It's pretty sweet. I liked it overall. I definitely think not playing 2-drop that comes to land is definitely okay and worth it. It just feels fine enough. Honestly, I almost want a second copy of this, just because I didn't really get to play it, and I had it in one game, I think, whenever I was playtesting it, and it was doing pretty well. It was 1 mana, draw a card for the longest time until it was for. In a deck like this, sometimes even though we have a lot of card draw, it's a card draw because there's a lot of 1-for-1 outside of an active flow state, where you're really just replacing the card in your hand. You're not necessarily going up on cards, and this obviously puts us up on cards, which is really good, especially when we have to fight for things on a stack. But overall, this deck's pretty awesome, and if you afford it, because I don't think it's that expensive. So common, uncommon, common, uncommon. You're here, you're a rare, uncommon. Yeah, I mean, here. There you go. That is a 9 rare deck, and we went pretty positive today overall, and won a lot of games that I would argue would be pretty tough in general. Found ourselves in a positive spot a lot of times, and we end up taking it away most of the time, more than not. So that's obviously very good. With that, I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.